Hello, lovelies. It's G here from Golden Thread Tarot, and I'm here to bring you another pick a card channeled message. Okay, I hope this message is finding you blessed and full of abundance as always, my divine ones. Okay, so let's go ahead and tap in. And as you can tell by the title of the video, this is what is going to be the next stage of your journey. Okay, sorry, I have some notes over here, so I was looking at. So we're going to answer some important questions. All right. Ask your spirit guides, like, what are you aligning to? What are you releasing? You know, like, what's the overall energy? What's really going on? So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. So we have two piles to choose from as always. The links will be down in the description box down below for you guys. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. For pile number one, we're going to be choosing the soulmate card. Okay. And then for pile number two, which is, I think, like, unprecedented on my channel, we actually have two cards for pile number two. Okay. But apparently there's this dual energy that's going on in your energy pile two. So we have the very soon card and the accountability card. Okay. So again, like I said, the soulmate card for pile one, the very soon accountability cards for pile two. And like I said, the links are in the description box down below. All right. Take a deep breath in and out. Pick with your intuition. Okay, my lovelies, and I will see you in your piles. Hi, pile one. How are you lovelies doing? So you guys picked the soulmate card. You're learning lessons. So I really do believe that you are going to be learning a lot of lessons. I see number six down here, excuse me. There's number six down here, so that really makes me think about you balancing and you also being in like feminine kind of empress energy or just feminine energy in general. You could be really working on reparenting like your mother or your maternal line, or working on those types. Learning really deep lessons about how to balance out your energy, especially accepting your feminine energy and accepting residing in that energy and feeling comfortable in that energy. And I really feel like that's going to mean you really working on how you connect and how you associate with members of the same sex, especially if if you resonate more in the feminine energy and you're connecting with people that resonate in that feminine energy. Just heard roses are going to be really are really big. Candles, like lighting candles and like perfume smells, incense, and also for some of you maybe working with like the mother energy or like the Virgin Mary energy, because my Virgin Mary candle is really like standing out to me over there on my altar. So okay, so we're gonna pick two cards first for tarot, and then we're gonna get into your pre-shuffled oracle cards. Yeah, so I really feel like you're going to be working on in the six energy with the Six of Cups, going back, really balancing out, and also reuniting with a lot of really powerful like soulmate energy. Yeah, so the soul tribe energy, I'm feeling that pretty strongly as well. Can I get two cards here, please, to go along with the overall energy of the oracle cards we're about to pull, please? I think we're mostly going to use, ooh, also, yes, love this. Queen of Swords, standing in your own authority, standing in your own truth, being able to work on your discernment, right? Recognizing who's for you and who's not for you, who to associate with and who not to associate with, who to connect to and who to not connect to, who else besides you is living or is not living in their authority or living in their living inside their true authentic self, excuse me. 4:04 down on the clock. I would think it was Mercury retrograde. I've been having, over the past like 2 days, I've been having such hard troubles like enunciating, and I've been getting like stumbled up over my words. It's so strange. But anyway, yeah, so working on that inner truth and not being afraid to say, this is who I am, this is what I want, that's what it is, and that just is what it is, right? But the Queen of Swords is not just somebody who's really cold or cutting, right? She resides, or this energy, this feminine energy resides in justice, resides in fairness, resides in, a higher authority here, right? Really tapping into that higher self authority, and not being afraid to express that, right? To express your truth and to align with those who also express their truth, and to align with those that help you to express your truth, that make you feel comfortable to express your truth, who are also, aligning with those energies who match your frequency of expressing possibly even the same truth, or just in general, so this is finding those groups, finding that friend circle, finding those coworkers, finding, that resonates, finding resonance, right? Because you are learning thyself. You have been spending time learning yourself. Now you are ready to really kind of resonate on a different level than you have in the past with those around you. Beautiful. Love that for you. Very important. Very empowering. Love that. Yeah, this does have a bit of a Queen of Wands. This feels like the stage right before the Queen of Wands. I feel like you're going to say and do a lot of surprising things. And I feel like when you are finding your truth, it's going to really surprise you. 551 down on the clock. You're going to be manifesting a lot of changes into your life. And it's going to, them changes. Yeah, it's really going to kind of leave some people like gobsmacked. Yes. Oh, that's beautiful, you guys. Three of Swords in reverse, right? Yes. Taking back your power from those in the past who have made you feel like you needed to step outside of your authority. Made you feel like you needed to step outside of your authenticity. Like, no, don't be your authentic self. Be who I want you to be. No, 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 no. Learning big lessons around how wonderful it really does feel to reside in that truth, and how you can unburden yourself, bag lady, right? I love that for you guys, right? And this might have been a long road. This might have been something you were working on for a really long time. And there were a lot of tower moments here along this road, right? A lot of separations. I just heard 222. A lot of reorienting like your partnerships, and who learning the Nine of Wands, you're learning something. You're learning those karmic lessons, right? And this is a big energy of recovering from that energy, like recovering, because sometimes we do. Sometimes we need a little bit of recovery time from knowing the truth, because it can really shock us, or it can really hurt us. It can really cut deep to see the truth on some things. But you are learning to stand in that authority and say, you know what, right? The way that she's here, like with that hand up, like, I don't got time for this. I don't got time for these bags to slow me down. I don't have time for this resentment to slow me down. I don't have time for this, anger, this grief, this pain to slow me down, because I really want to be me, not because I'm in a rush, but just because I ain't got the time for it. Right? And see here how the clouds here are lining up, and they're, below, like there's this energy of, you know, the fog of grief or anger, or misjudgment, the fog of living outside of your authentic self, right? Is releasing, is clearing. And as you know your right self, you can let go of this, right? And you can learn to be fair and just to yourself, but also to other people, to be more understanding of people who have not found their authentic self, or have maybe been the people that spent, those put those swords in your heart. And it's this kind of energy of shaking those swords out, right? And pulling out the truth, right? Out of really what happened, when you can see beyond, right? When you have awakened and you can see beyond your egos, your triggers, your quick responses, because you are feeling like this anger, this rage, this, this despair, this pain, this grief, it does not resonate with me. It does not, holding on to this does not resonate with who I truly am. And I want to let go. It's cutting those cords. It's cutting those trauma bonds. It's cutting away everything that does not serve the true, authentic self. Y'all, this is about being your own soulmate. I know some of you might have clicked on this thinking that the soulmate card meant that I was going to talk about you finding a love, and it is. It's about you finding the greatest love that you can find, is love for your fucking self. Love for your own damn self. Spirit's sneaky like that. This is so beautiful, you guys. This is so beautiful. Whew, okay, you guys are so, you guys have no idea how ready you are for this energy. Some of you do, right? Some of you really do know how ready you really are for this energy. And this is the blessing, you know, next part. Okay, so let's get into your pre-shuffled oracle cards, okay? Because we have a stack here. So for the architect card, also, if you're interested in any of the card decks that I use from this, okay, they're always linked in the description box down below. Just scroll all the way down and it'll be in the cards used section, okay? So you guys can always find the names and the authors of the cards, right? So you can go search them out yourself if you really, if you want to get these for yourself, all right? And so for the first question, we're going to be asking the overall energy of this next stage of your journey. So, you guys, the Judge, did I not talk about this sixth energy? How it's going to bring this fairness and this balance, right? This Queen of Swords lies in fairness and balance. That's the sword of truth. That's the Ace of Swords. That's the sword of truth there she's holding up. Love that. The Judge and the Destroyer, right? This is that Tower energy, right? And it's the fairness, it's the balancing after this destruction, because surely with destruction comes new creation, right? That is the way of the universe. There is an automatic balancing out of this energy afterwards, and that's where you guys are headed towards. It might have been slow coming, right? This is a brand new beginning here, right? Look at that. I didn't even mean to take the card underneath it. I didn't even, but look, it's a brand new beginning, a brand new passionate beginning, a brand new passionate drive towards happiness. Y'all, and don't even play, look, don't even play with me right here, okay? Look at this. Unstoppable forward movement towards what? Ten of Cups. Ten of Pentacles? What's underneath this one? And the Wheel of Fortune? Destiny. It's your destiny to follow this. Oh, wait, let's get into it. Let's keep going. So for the light attributes of the Judge, okay, so for the light attributes of both cards of this next part of your journey, okay, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power, okay. So for some of you, you are really going to see a lot of people, a lot of places, a lot of things moving out of your life, right, because you are properly discerning. Does this deserve this much power, or this much energy, or this much pull over me and where I go and what I do, right? It's going to be a redistribution of your own mental power, what you're thinking about, what you're really investing in. Hey, this energy is going forward, so where do I want it to go? Right? Because this baggage has been holding me down, but you know what? It's time for that to clear out, right? It's time for any kind of blocks that you've had to be destroyed here, right? Releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for a new life. Come on now. Right? And when this explodes, look at all those little bits and pieces, you know, hurling down everywhere, causing destruction and everywhere, right? But afterwards, we all know that volcanic soil is some of the most nutrient-rich soil to grow out of, right? Come on. Now, some of the shadow attributes that you might be dealing with, okay, that you might be needing to kind of work through or do some shadow work through, okay? You know, be careful with offering only destructive criticism, right? When you get stuck in this destroy mode, don't get too overcritical and start over slicing everybody and everything, right? Don't turn into the more bitter side of the Queen of Swords, right? Keep in that highlight vibration, okay? Be careful not to start cutting and cutting a little too much out, right? And being a little too controlling or a little too closed down, right? Having those walls and have those boundaries a little too high because you've been hurt in the past, right? This is about fairly distributing the power of, I know when I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to use this sword to cut you. And when I'm going to use the sword to say, okay, just show, you know, I'm going to give you the fair chance to show me the truth. And if you're showing me the truth and I see you're showing me the truth, it is what it is. You know? It's time for me to accept and believe and to trust, right? And it's a new idea is being planted inside of you of how to be happy, how to really find your true happiness, right? Your emotional contentment. That's what the Ten of Cups is. And with that, and then that Ten of Pentacles back there as well, right? Generationally emotional contentment. Okay. Hello to my light workers. Okay. Continuing, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. So be careful, right? Be careful of your authority that you find inside yourself. Again, don't become overly critical, and don't become overly like, I'm on my high horse. I'm so right. I'm so just. I'm so fair, and nobody else is, right? Be careful with that, right? Balance that out within yourself, okay? And for the shadow attributes of the destroyer, right? Intoxication with destructive power, right? So being, you know, caught up in completely always ripping things apart, getting too lost in the sauce, and too lost and just continuing to always work and work and work and work and work and pull things apart and slice and slice and slice and dissect and dissect and dissect, right? Doing too much shadow work, getting caught up in doing too much shadow work and not finding that balance, right? Between the light and the dark, right? Between the light and the dark, right? That's the way of the universe, right? Finding that balance between both. Also, be careful about destroying others' dreams and potential. And with that, I really get, you know, be careful with your words. Be careful what you preach, right? Your truth doesn't have to be everybody else's truth, and everybody else's truth doesn't have to be your truth. Discernment, again, right? Discerning what's for you and what's not for you. You know? And be careful with this. I'm getting more so letting others destroy your dream, because it can be really hard when you're in that kind of cutting this out and cutting that out phase. A lot of this can turn into, oh, you've changed, oh, you're new, oh, I don't like this new version of you, oh, this new version of you is too uppity, is too this, is too that, right? So find that balance in all of that. So you might be dealing with a little bit of all of that, okay? But remember, it's all coming up, so you can use that sword to cut away, right? Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, right? Bag lady, you gon' hurt your back, dragging all them bags like that, right? Let go. All you ever have to hold on to is you, not everybody else's BS. Y'all, come on. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this so much, y'all. Okay, so let's get into the next part, okay? And it's like the work you have to do. Okay, so let's get even more into the work you have to do. Look at the stack, y'all. I gotta hurry up. Sorry, even 18 minutes. Protection. Protection. Call back your power. Y'all chill. Call back your power. Cut the cord. Soul retrieval. What did I say? Right? Cut those cords. Call back your power. Empower yourself. Drop those bags. Get rid of that. It doesn't serve you. 1844 down on the clock. It doesn't serve you. Wait a minute. Sorry. And I've also heard in that was playing, I heard assistance. You can get assistance. So you're going to get assistance to this as well. So you're being protected with that 1844. 44 is a big protection number for me, right? Getting angelic and high vibrational, you know. And look at that solar eclipse. That I'm really interested into what you're going to be manifesting into your life with this new energy here, right? Beautiful. The work you need to do, cutting them cords, calling in that protection, calling back that power, you know. It might do really good for you to have a daily affirmation practice of, you know, I'm calling back my power. All you have to do is sit yourself down or stand down, whatever, close your eyes, wherever you are, right? On your way to work, you know, sitting in the bathroom on your 15-minute break, sitting in your car, at the grocery store, it doesn't matter. You can say it out loud or you can say it just in your head, right? I call back my power, blessed and transmuted. I call back my power, blessed and transmuted. I call back my power, blessed and transmuted. I ask my spirit guidance team to cut all cords that do not serve my highest and greatest purpose. Pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Hello. Hello. Accept that your vibration is rising, right? Accept that this is a transitional time where that fog is clearing, right? The fog of despair, the fog of trauma from your past, the fog of inappropriate connections, right? Karmic connections, clearing all that out, right? Your vibration is rising. That's the work you're doing. And that's just happening, right? It's just happening as you are learning discernment, as you are cutting off those connections, as you are cutting off codependency, as you are cutting off your attachments. That just goes. Spirit wants me to pull one card. I'm gonna flip if it's the nine of Pentacles. Going inside, okay? Going inside with that hermit energy and balancing out your feminine and masculine energies. Finding that inner empress and that inner emperor inside of you. Finding your inner authority, right? Finding that inner authority and finding those places inside of yourself to let go, Three of Cups, of the exterior energy, right? All this exterior energy. Cut away the sorrow, cut away the despair, cut away those heavy energies, right? And turn around and remember, Two of Cups, that there are good partnerships out there. And when you truly align to yourself, right? When you really go inside and say, what has aligning to these certain things really got me? Right? What what is truly serving me and what is not serving me? What is true to myself and what is not? And this despair is not true to you, right? This sadness, this sorry, this regret over the past, it's not true to you. It might have been at one point, but you can really count this as you cutting ties with those with that kind of misery loves company kind of energy, right? Those people who just naturally drain you and pull you down. Cutting those ties, putting up that protection. And that also means your own energy, your own inner thought process and things like that that drain that energy as well, right? And that's what it means to come into inner balance of that feminine and energy, that dark, that light energy within you. And it was 2255 down on the clock when I said that. Ooh, yes. And that's how you get into that magician energy, right? That's how you cut off those the baggage to those to that manifestation energy coming in from within you. Wow. Beautiful. All right, let's keep going. Okay, what energy should you align with? Your ascendant energy. The self. Right? You're aligning with your ascendant energy. Look at this. Aligning and being aware of when you're wearing that mask, right? Being aware of making sure that the face that you show the world is your authentic self. Yeah. 35 breaks down to an 8. Being aware that the energy you give out is the energy you'll get back. So if you give out authentic energy, you'll get a lot more authentic energy back because you will disalign with that is not authentic to you. Wow. And there's this opposite energy here that I'm being drawn to with this red and this green here, mostly on this card. This is kind of polar opposite energy, which again, working on your energy polarity, right? This feminine and masculine, balancing those polarities within inside of yourself. Y'all, this is so beautiful. Okay. What are you releasing here? Okay. What do you need to release? Understanding that adjustments are required. Like, hey, what do you need to release? That things got to change. Things got to change. You know, it's okay. And being accepting of what that change means. It means you're going to change. It means people around you are going to change. Your friends are going to change. The things that you like to do are going to change. And that's going to mean bringing in new energy, right? That isn't a bad thing. You changing and unaligning with things is not a bad thing. Understanding that you're just going to have to... I'm just saying, get up off of that thing and dance to you feel better, right? Get up. Get up off of that thing and get moving. Get moving. Keep going inside. Get committed to this journey. Get committed to this work. Get committed to your stability, right? Go inside and do this inner child healing work and follow those passions and those dreams. Shit is going to surprise you. There's things about yourself and about your journey and about your emotions that have been hidden to you. It's going to be surprising what really starts coming up to the surface. It's going to be surprising. Keep it going, spirit. 3, 3, 3. It's going to really surprise you who you're going to be working with and what you're going to be leaving behind you. Right? It's going to really surprise you what soul contracts with people are going to be ending and you're going to put a distance, right? And what you're real and who and what you're really going to align to. But this is spirit working in your life. When things feel like they're falling apart, be grateful, because that is when spirit is working the most in your life. Spirit is working in your life to unalign you, to realign you, to detach you from things that do not align with you, to unalign you with things that are not aligned to your true authentic self. And that's okay. Things are going to change and you're going to be doing things that maybe you never thought you'd find yourself doing. But that's okay. Adjustments are required. But also finding a balance, right? Finding a balance with letting go of what you need to let go of, but don't get too carried away and continuing to peel back, do everything in divine time. Wow. The synchronicities in y'all's reading, though. Be careful. There are going to be some things with this 333 of ways that spirit is teaching you to unalign, okay, with emotions that need to be matured a little bit. Any kind of way you might be emotionally deceiving yourself, or you might be allowing other people to emotionally deceive you. This is what you're going to be letting go of, right? This is, paying attention, really looking back and saying, like, how was I raised to believe? Challenging those old paradigms and aligning with what your true inner authority, not what other people have told you was your true authority, not what other people have told you is your truth that you have been emotionally manipulated to believe is true, but what you know to be true for you. And allowing with the fact that that might not align with some people, places, and things that you thought would always be in your life. Be grateful for the people that you have in your life when you have them in your life, because they served the purpose as long as they did. And when things naturally fall away, allow them to fall. Spirit is saying you would not try to keep the leaves from falling off the trees, because it is the natural way of things. You're finding this balance here. Again, temperance, be patient. Spirit is purifying and harmonizing you with that which you truly align to. Especially emotionally, you guys, especially emotionally. Whew. Okay, what are you being asked to manifest in? Ooh, a fiery climax approaches with this full moon in Aries. Releasing and allowing these tower moments to happen, right? Again, releasing the fact that it's okay. You don't have to feel personally rejected or personally hurt by these things, these places, and these things falling away, even if those things project rejection back onto you, right? Don't take it personal. It's not personal. Although it's felt that way. But that might be a new paradigm that Spirit's out. Don't take it so personally, right? Because it's mostly really not about you. It's really about them most of the time. I keep hearing that phrase, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And that might be kind of the old paradigm that you're being asked, like, no, things change. Change is the one unavoidable variant of life, right? It is the one constant of life, is that things change. Time keeps moving forward, right? And there are events coming on the horizon that Spirit is asking you, hey, cut these cords so that you can manifest these new events coming into your life. So that you can manifest the end, the fiery climax, the cutting of this old cycle. What else are you being asked to manifest? A new romantic cycle, new moon in a Libra, exactly. A new cycle coming in, right? Right, and then look, a new cycle that is really based in protection. That isn't based in rejection. That isn't based in unrequited love situations, or isn't based in what truly does not align with your true authority. Right? In the past, you've been aligning with things that aligned with your mask, and that's why it's never felt good. That's why it's never ended nicely. That's why it's always been corrupt, because it hasn't been true to your inner authority. It hasn't been true to your true energy. I love this reading, you guys. This is beautiful. It feels like a summation of like a lot of the readings that we've been talking about here recently. Yeah, and if you're watching this now, definitely go check out some of the newer readings that I've been posting about, especially about the ones where you're closing out cycles and you're moving on and you're detaching, and how your rejection has been divine protection. And you can look at the date. If this is in the future, you can look at the date when this is posted and go look at some of those readings, or just what you're being guided to go towards, right? Wow. This is going to bring in a whole new romantic, as in like not is a whole new feeling to the cycle, right? You're being asked to let go, allow that severance to happen, to release that. To release, because Aries is giving me the kind of like release, like let go and let God, like stop holding on, right? Stop holding on. Accept the adjustments that you're being divinely guided to make, and just allow Spirit to release these things for you, right? Because you're actually swimming upstream. You're actually going in resistance to your flow, doing that. This is beautiful. Okay. So the rest of this is just overall advice, okay, for the next stage of your journey. And that's how we're going to end the reading, all right? Let me know if this is resonating for you down in the comment section down below, right? Like, I really love this reading. I love the energy of it. Oh, you guys. This situation will improve, right? This situation will improve. Things are getting better, my love. Keep reaching, right? You guys might really be interested in the reading. Here, let me make a note so I will remember to put it up. The Out of the Karmic Mud, like Life is for Living, that reading. definitely go check that out, because it's reminding me of what I talked about during that reading, when I was like, you know, your foot has been in the bottom here in that karmic mud, and you're, you know, in this with dolphins here as, you know, the symbol of like healing, you know, healing and reaching towards that light, going towards that surface, getting above, right? Ooh, ooh, right? I get so excited, you guys. When spirit does this, when, you know, allowing, getting, popping up for air, getting that clear view, right? Yes, I love it. Yes, don't stop believing, hold on to that feeling, right? Keep going. You got this. Don't stop. Don't stop believing. Keep pushing yourself forward. Your spirit guides are telling you this is, you're going towards your healing. Don't stop. Don't stop because certain things are unaligning with you, or you're being asked to do things that you're kind of, that feel kind of uncomfortable. Keep going. You know, keep going. Really cut through that baggage and really let that go, right? Because it's going to try to be clinging on this, you know, this misery, this hope, you know, this lack of hope, this despair. It's going to want to try to cling on to you. Try to get rid of those attachments. Do some spiritual, think about cleaning your house, cleansing your house, right? Putting out some clear quartz or some selenite crystals around your house, maybe doing like 4 corners, you know, rituals or energy in your house, right? Clearing out your energy, opening up your windows, allowing new air to come in, right? Cleaning, putting on some music, dancing around, feeling good, you know, enjoying your space, enjoying your time, enjoying giving back to yourself. Maybe even for some of you, giving yourself like a haircut or a hair trim, okay, to help relieve old toxins and help release old cycles, right? Because our hair energetically absorbs a lot of energy around us, right? Which is why I just recently, I was like, yo, what was I watching? Where somebody was talking about that, about how, I can't remember. Anyway, where they were talking about how our hair holds on, which is why so many people cut their hair after like a breakup, or cut their hair when they're having like a, you know, when so many girls are like, I want a brand new me, and they cut their hair, or they cut bangs, or they dye their hair or something like that. There's something psychologically and energetically there about you changing that really releases old energy, right? And I was like, that makes so much sense. And lastly, oh, look at that. Romance, right? Get romantic with yourself. Love yourself. Know yourself. And be open as you're healing through this to allowing, you know, don't get so caught up when in releasing this baggage to get caught again with your boundaries too high, right? To push everybody away because you're like, oh, I don't want to be influenced by anybody. My authentics are, you know, I found my truth and I'm going to scream it from the top, and I'm not going to listen to anybody else, and nobody's going to tell me to shut, you know. It's all part of the process, right? It's all part of the process of reclaiming your energy. But, you know, find that process of releasing, getting a little big, and then settling back into your energy and allowing yourself to settle into safety in that, in your authority, right? Because we can get a little too like, you know what, who's my enemies? Let me cut this off. Let me cut this off. Let me cut that person off. Let me cut this off. Cut this off. Cut this off. Stop doing that. Restrict, 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 restrict. And we can over restrict ourselves, and we can slow down our energy, and we can put out that energy of like, I don't want any new energy. No new friends. No new this. Just me. Just me. And we can get a little too lost in that hermit energy, right? And it can kind of turn into that flipped or that inverted energy in the hermit energy of where you're isolating yourself a little too much, right? And you're not allowing that new energy to come in, right? Because it's not just about cutting off the old energy, it's about allowing that new energy to come in, and then cutting off parts of that, and then allowing, and then cutting off, and then allowing, and then cutting off, right? It's about getting into that natural rhythm, right? Finding that natural balance inside of yourself. Okay. Pile 1. This is beautiful. I loved this reading. Thank you guys so much for joining me, right? I loved being in you guys' energy. I'm very happy for you. I feel that you're overcoming a lot of darkness, that you're overcoming a lot of resistance, that you're overcoming a lot of just, right? That's all part of the journey. But I'm so proud of you for all the work that you're doing, right? Don't be scared. Allow this new energy to, to come into your life as well, and take your time. It's okay. You'll find your way. But this is leading you to your overall happiness and a lot of balance, right? It's very divinely guided for all the stages to be happening right now in your life. I'm going to burn a little sage, okay? And we'll get a little jump start on clearing out the energy, okay? Let me know, as always, down in the comment section down below if this resonated for you. If you feel drawn to the other pile in this reading or to any other of my readings, you are more than welcome. Please go ahead, enjoy. If you're really digging the vibe here, think about subscribing and joining the tribe, okay? We'd really love to have you here. I'm really appreciative of your guides for guiding you here, for your intuition, for your higher self to guide you here. I'm very thankful to my guides and my spirit team for protecting me and helping me deliver this message to you. Okay? Stirring up. Stirring up. Yeah. Stirring up that energy. Hold and release, exhale. Something that really helps me, which I'll say this out loud while I'm in the middle of my meditations. If you feel like it's more powerful for you to speak it out loud, go ahead and speak it. Like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks, no matter where you are, right? And I'll just speak out loud to myself as I'm doing my breathing exercises. That I'll just say as I'm breathing in, as I'm breathing in, I'll say before I breathe in, I am breathing in the love, light, high vibrational energy of the universe. Feeling it really deep, coming down through your chakra, grounding in your base, right? And then as you're releasing, I'm letting go of any anger, of any pain, of any discord, of any disalignment that I might be feeling, right? So it's like it's like really getting that energy moving, like relieving that any kind of stagnant energy. 4222 down on the clock, right? So breathing in that good energy, releasing the old, breathing in the new, releasing the old, breathing in the new, releasing the old. Any of that stuff might really be helping you guys, okay? I hope that it is. I hope that it's helping you. I hope this message, as always, is finding you blessed and full of abundance, okay? Good luck on this new part of your journey. Thank you so much for being here with me. As always, let me know in the comment section down below if this resonated for you, all right? Let me know your story. Let me know what's going on, all right? Thank you guys so very much. I always appreciate your feedback. If you're interested in getting a personal reading from me, my contact information is listed down in the description box down below, my lovelies, all right? Thank you again so much for being here with me, Paul One, and fucking go you. Hell yeah. Like, good for you. I'm very happy for you, okay? And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hey, Paul 2. How are you lovelies doing? I hope that this message is finding you blessed and full of abundance as always, my sweets. I really appreciate you guys. So let's go ahead and get into it. And I'm getting messages. I was already getting messages for you guys when I was just shuffling out your pre-shuffled oracle cards. I told Paul One this too. I'd be so surprised if it's not Mercury retrograde. Like, it's not Mercury retrograde right now, but I've been getting so stumbled up over my words here recently. So just excuse me if I fumble up on some words or whatever. We'll get through it, right? We'll get through it. So definitely, I feel like the next stage in your journey, okay, here with this very soon and accountable, okay? I really feel like there is going to be a lot of energy of you taking accountability for your actions, for you taking positive steps forward in this part of your journey, and for you to really like step into that masculine energy of like striving. Like, I feel like you're coming out of a period of really sitting, of being in your feminine receptive energy, and you might be walking into an energy of really striving forward, of making those, setting those goals and organizing and really starting to be able to kind of switch back and forth to be like, okay, check in with my feminine energy, masculine energy, drive, go forward, make those steps. So I really feel like it's a really big energy too here of kind of like Saturn energy as well with this, and Saturn and Jupiter actually, because there is a sense here of taking accountability and developing a routine, a regiment, and really starting to find like discipline, right? Like when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. When I say I'm going to get up every day and I'm going to, work out, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to stick to this diet, or I'm going to, you know, journal every day, or I'm going to take regular like cleansing baths, or I'm going to get very regimented in my spiritual routine. I definitely feel like there's a lot of organizing, a lot of planning. I see you buying a planner or buying a lot of journals, organizing, planning, exploring, a lot of expansion in your mind, and in like really like you could be finding yourself like staying up later and like really being driven to like do a lot of research, or do a lot of planning, organizing, researching, education, maybe taking a night class, or maybe even like expanding your knowledge on yourself through your like astrology, or finding other systems of self understanding, like for me personally, like I've been finding myself really getting into human design. I've really been enjoying doing that as well, as kind of starting to research on that and getting into that, and just exploring different types of ways to really tap into your inner authority. I find that really interesting, and so I've been having a good time doing that. But allow yourself to, maybe you find a new spiritual meditation practice, or a new breath work practice, or a new nutrition regimen, or a new just something like that that you really want to, you're like, I really want to, really devote myself to this. Finding devotion to the path. Yeah. And I like it's coming at you like really quickly. Like I'm getting like big chariot energy here. Ooh, and then 2 here, 17 on the very same card breaks down to an 8, and then the accountable card is an 8 as well. So being accountable for the fact that the energy that you put out there is the energy that you get back. So when you put out this I'm dedicated energy, you will manifest in energies that are taking responsibility for their actions, that are taking accountability for themselves. And it's this much more kind of committed energy. They're showing me the King of Pentacles in my mind's eye. Okay, so like pile 1, we're going to do that same. Yeah. So pile 1 again was about finding their inner authority, and I definitely feel like you have been in the process of finding that, and really now you're attuning yourself to that inner authority, like really finding yourself, resonating in that. Okay, now that I know more about me, and I'm educating myself and diving more deeply into myself, what does that mean? What plans do I need to make based on the information that I'm learning? And that's opened up a lot of doorways for you, right? So you're going to be getting a lot of downloads and a lot of, directional pull, either from your spirit guides, from your inner authority, for your higher self, right? From your soul in general. It's just going to be like, go in this direction, do this, do that. Tell me more about the overall energy. Yeah, so it's going to be 6 of Swords, walking away from what does not serve, right? Walking away from any conflict, any chaos, and going towards that peace. Absolutely. Understanding the difference between my highest good. The Sun card, whether or not it's in the upright or it's in the reverse, is still one of the happiest cards in the deck, right? It's still about finding that inner peace and that inner understanding and enlightenment, right? But it's about you walking away from denying parts of yourself, and about you walking away from maybe parts of yourself in your actions and things that you take, as you're learning more about yourself. You're like, I did used to do that, and I did used to say that, and I can understand why certain people had certain reactions to me and why they felt certain ways, and just really diving in deeper into yourself is going to give you a lot deeper surrounding of things around you. I'm seeing like something like a dip into the surface, and it like causing waves, causing ripples in the surface. And it's about like this, as you're going deep inside, learning different parts of yourself and really diving into these downloads, really diving into like a wealth of knowledge, like a cauldron of knowledge. Love that. Okay. Yeah. Again, right? Finding that perseverance, finding that strength, finding that courage to really look at things that you haven't acknowledged in the past, right? Taking accountability for your actions, taking responsibility for things perhaps maybe you've been ignoring. Yeah. Ooh. That's so interesting, because pile 1 got the Queen of Swords, right? And you guys got the King of Swords. with, again, the Page of Swords in the back and the overall energy being like you learning and expanding, right? Watching, learning, expanding, reading. Delivering, delivering those messages from that inner self, from that inner authority. That's so interesting. Okay, let's get into your
battery low.
Ooh, the battery's low. So you might be feeling a little, you might have been felt a little drained, right? Because of some past energy. Also, I was really feeling a high level of resistance, right? I feel like you're overcoming this high level of resistance in your energy, right? Something around you or something like that has just kind of really been, it's like cutting off and walking away from anything that disrupts with that, that five of wands energy, this kind of destruction energy, like over destruction energy, and allowing things to be remended. Yeah. Y'all, what did I just say? Look at that. 5 of wands. Yeah. And you might be doing this like keeping it to yourself too, right? Not really putting out things out there, right? Kind of just spending that time taking it in, mastering, self-mastery. Yes, that's it, self-mastery, right? Finding that thing. Now that you find your inner authority, okay, what does that mean? How do I walk forward in my own inner authority? How do I master knowing myself, right? I love this. Overall energy. Let's get into it. Overall energy. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so this is going to get into the light attribute and a little bit of the light work and a little bit of the shadow work that you might be doing here. Okay, some of the light attributes and the more negative or shadow attributes. I don't want to say negative, but we have the liberator and child nurture. No, nature. Sorry, child nature. So I really feel like you're going to be working on liberating your inner child, right? Now that I know, now that I have tapped into that inner child energy, what do I do with it, right? What do I do with it? How do I interact with my world at large? What does finding my inner authority mean to me and the way that I'm going to walk forward in life? Okay? Some of you might be getting new animal friends here, okay? This is so funny here that it's holding the rabbit too, because we're getting a lot of readings here recently about, like going down. You guys might, I'm being reminded of that, the reading that I did. Sorry, let me write it down. Okay. Down the rabbit hole and back again. You guys might resonate with that reading. Okay. So, but again, like I was saying, light attributes, friendships with animals, connection with nature spirits. So you might be finding yourself spending a lot more time in nature, going on a lot more adventures. Some of you might like go for a hike, you know. You might find yourself being drawn to like certain like power places or certain to do certain activities that are really going to help liberate you, help liberate that inner self inside of you, right? Some of you might be finding new animal companions or friends, familiars, whatever you want to call them, right? You might be adopting a new something, a new project, or nurturing or growing something, right? Especially as like the spring season starts to really bloom. I really see a lot of that. I really see a lot of you going outside, being in a lot of water too. Also with the Liberator card, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. Exactly. So I really feel like there's like this kind of correlation here with your outer space, like you spending more time decluttering your environment, you know, decluttering your environment in the exterior and on the interior. And as I think you're going to be a lot more guided to go out and to be out in a lot more like highly elevated, like higher spaces, like I said, like going up to the mountains or going out to certain power places, bringing out in the fresh air. And there's something about the open space, echoing the open space inside of your mind, like allowing your mind to wander. It's almost like the fresh air, the fresh breeze, just kind of like I see like literally like a breeze like blowing through someone's mind, just like clearing away clutter and just like helping them ground and center, right? Again, here, look at you standing on top of the mountain here, right? Clear air, hair, like wind blowing, you know, hair blowing in the breeze and whatnot, right? And it's kind of clearing away any of that kind of, yeah, any of that kind of BS from the past, any of this five, you know, this kind of fighting, going back and forth, that kind of energy. So definitely some of you might find yourself like taking a vacation, or I don't know, going on more hikes, going on more walks, like getting in that daily regiment of spending time outside, grounding yourself, you know, definitely getting into more of that. And that's going to really help you releasing those negative thought patterns. Also, movement, like moving, there's something here about moving your body and that really helping to stir up the chi or stir up the energy flow inside of your body, right? And really getting that kind of momentum, like rearing up that momentum kind of energy. Okay. Some shadow attributes that you might deal with, okay, is a tendency to abuse animals, people, or the environment. So be careful. You might be being really aware of like conserving energy, conserving materials, recycling. Some of you might be changing your diet. You might decide to go like vegan or go vegetarian, like, or at least change up a lot of your diet, or maybe going like pescatarian or something like that, right? Where you're going a lot lighter in your meat selection, or you're doing a lot more natural, organic foods, a lot more fresh foods. So you might have like that kind of like shadow reaction. You might be surprised. You might be like out, just be like, oh, I just want a burger or something like that. And then you go and you buy a nice big burger, and then you take a single bite of it, and you're just like there's something about it, like you're just like, oh, like I feel like the abuse this animal went through or something like that, where it really might start striking you kind of very deeply. When things enter your body, the more aware you are, the more you're going to be aware of the energy that certain things hold. So you might become very, very sensitive about that sort of type thing, right? You might be very sensitive about the way that people, you know, when people are misusing or abusing others, like watching the news might become really hard for you, or you might find yourself like overly, like, don't allow yourself to get in like attack mode and being like, how can you think this way, or getting into political debates about certain type things, right? Or you might find yourself just like researching a lot of, and getting really impassioned into certain, like movements or something like that. And so spirit is saying, don't tap into the shadow version of that, right? If you feel guided to do that, don't tap so much into the judgmental energy that might be attached to that, right? You're no better than anyone else. You're just finding what resonates truly within you. That doesn't mean that that has to resonate better for everybody, right? A vegetarian diet isn't necessarily the highest vibrational diet for everyone under the sun, right? There are a lot of different people. There are millions, billions of different people out there, and what resonates with them is going to differ from you, and that's okay, right? So be aware. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. Oh, here comes everybody. Here comes my animals. Speaking of being animal friends and whatnot. Babes. Babes. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Stay down. No, ma'am. No. Okay, hold on. My babies need love. Just 1 second, you guys. Okay, you guys, I'm doing a lot of releasing of a lot of energy. So I definitely feel like you're definitely doing a lot of that. Could be releasing out a lot of your throat chakra. You could go through like a big purge, especially if you start really, like I said, if you start really like cleaning up your diet, cleaning up the content that you're consuming, cleaning up and really culling a lot of that energy away from you, you could really find yourself going through a lot of purges. You might find, I don't know if you get like sick, or you might find, like I said earlier, where you would just like take a bite of that burger and be like, ooh, like, oh no, I can't do this. You're getting really sensitive about the information that you're coming in. So be aware that your body is going to be speaking to you. You know, like if you're using product or you're using certain things and it breaks your face out, or it like, yes, or it makes you feel low energy, or it makes your, you know, your stomach feel really bloated, or it makes you feel really tired. You know, some of you might be really guided to start keeping a journal, you know, like I did this and I watched this, and then you might see, so that you can look back and go, wow, so I ate this, or I watched this, or I did this, and then for the next couple of days I felt really low energy, or I felt really low, or my face broke out, or you know, like I had like a stomach attack and I was in the bathroom every 5 minutes or something after I ate this, or after I did this thing, you know, after I hung out with this person. You know, so kind of like really organizing that and being able to look back at it. Or if you have been already journaling and doing that, you might be really being guided to like look back and reflect and look back on that and be like, okay, I'm really seeing the pattern. So it's about liberating yourself from those thought patterns, right? From those outmoded beliefs and those thought patterns. Definitely. And for the shadow of the liberator, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate. Exactly, right? So don't try to shame or blame, or, you know what, I'm a vegan and you should be ashamed of yourself if you're not that because the animals are mistreated and this, and all of that might be true, right? But the whole shame thing, or the whole blame thing, or the whole I'm so much better than, I'm so much holier than thou because I do this and I eat this way and I go this and other people don't do that and that's why they feel like crap, and that might be true, but it is not your place to preach those things, right? If other people ask you, well, what have you been doing? Or how, you know, you look like you feel a lot better. I do feel about a lot better. Well, what did you change? Well, I did this and I did that. But again, at the end of the day, you know, if it's not for you, that's cool. It's not going to be for everybody. Try to stay in that kind of vibe. Try to stay in the kind of like open and accepting vibe that what is best for you might not be best for other people. And just because, you know, it is what you have found resonates mostly with you, that does not mean that is a blanket statement for across the board for everybody else. And that does not give you a position to tell other people that they are lowering their vibration if they do that, just because it might lower your vibration if they do that. Well, you don't know what they're tapping into, and you don't have their same brain chemistry, and you don't have their same alignment. So that's going to be okay, right? Ignoring legitimate constraints. Yeah, exactly. So if there are rules, or if there are limitations that are placed there, you know, you might, again, but it's about examining, right? Don't get so free that you just start doing whatever you want to, and do, again, like I said, there is this energy here. I don't want to say restriction, because it's not an energy of restriction. It is an energy of knowing what to release and then what to hold on to, what to let go of and what to liberate yourself from, and what to hold tight to. What is finding discipline between, you know, like I'm not obsessing and over counting on calories, but I'm watching when I'm eating and I'm paying attention to what resonates with my body. Finding that balance in between those things, right? Okay. Let's move on. So the next one is the work that you will be doing. Okay, the work that you will be doing in the next stage of your journey. Oh, okay. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Exactly. So you don't have to do it alone, right? Figuring that as you go out there and as you align, as you are aligning with this authority, and when you are taking accountability and taking, you know, keeping to this regiment, you are going to be aligning with those who also align with that, right? And then also understanding that in the past you might have been really guided to like hermit mode yourself, but now maybe it's time, really, as you are organizing and finding those systems and mastering yourself, coming into that self mastery, you're going to be finding people along the way that are going to help you in that alignment. You know, those people that are like, oh, have you read this book, or have you done that, or that person that you run into that's, oh, I'm going to this class, if you tried that class, let's go together, that sort of type thing. Or you going to a class and finding a new person to go out and have fun with and go and do healthy things, like, oh, you know, I've really started to learn, you know, you go to a new yoga class or something like that, and you're like, oh, what have you been doing? Oh, I've been going for hikes and stuff, or I've been wanting to go visit this place. Me too. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we should do it together. You know, finding those people who resonate with you and, you know, picking them up along the way. Beautiful. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you guys that. Right? Love that. And deep replenishment, yes. So you are going to be working on replenishing this part of yourself that you've been doing this liberating and this cutting and all of this stuff in the past. And now you are stepping into a journey of really nurturing yourself, of really finding those causes that really hold to your heart. And you are going to be finding people of your soul family, people that you resonate with really deeply, that are going to actually replenish your energy, right? That aren't going to be taking your energy, that are really helping you to balance and align out with your energy. You're going to be finding those people who are going that same direction as you, who believe in the kind of same things, or the same ideas, or you know, things, or maybe they even believe in opposite, but it's really what you need to hear or what you need to experience in that moment, right? Beautiful. So you're going to be feeling this deep replenishment. And again, like I said earlier, with this nature and like liberating yourself, going for those hikes or going for those walks or going on those spiritual quests, those spiritual journeys, right? You're going to be finding those people along the way, and you are going to be replenishing yourself along the way as you're doing that. Especially with this, like I said earlier, going outside, going to the water, spending time in nature. It's really going to help you to be really finding that liberation feeling, right? Yeah, and there's something really strong here about finding a cause for someone. Someone here, as they're going along, this is really going to find a cause that really speaks to their soul, right? Maybe even finding, you know, themselves as, you know, as a cause, viewing themselves less as a project and more as like a cause. Okay. And feeling liberated from your choices and from your actions that you're making. Instead of feeling like you're making ego-based choices, you're taking accountability, and that discipline and that accountability is actually helping you feel freer, because it's helping you tap into your inner authority and your inner self, and like what's right and what really aligns truly with you, and less so the things and the outside influences that influenced you in the past, right? Yeah, there is this kind of liberation. It's kind of like when people think that it's good for kids to, you know, kind of just do whatever and have more freedom, and, you know, it's kid to be a kid, but it is good for there to be balance, but children really need like discipline and routine and schedule. Like, it really helps them to establish that kind of the way of the world, kind of the natural rhythm of things, right? Just a lot of times we teach kids the wrong paradigms to naturally align ourselves to, because it's all that we know to attune to. But that doesn't mean that the natural instinct to teach kids to align and to attune to things isn't the right way to, you know. Okay. What do you need to align with? Ooh, midhaven. Yes. So you need to align with your true. Midhaven is all about aligning to your true inner authority and really letting go of those old paradigms of the way that we were raised to think, how we view success, how we were taught to view what truly succeeding means, what it looks like for us. You know, what should we be proud of? What steps that we're making that are really helping us to align with ourselves? Like, beautiful. So align with that true inner authority of learning. Like, when you really find what aligns to you, you will find that feeling of success, you will find that feeling of liberation. What you're doing won't feel like work, it will feel like just your passion, what you want to do, finding that passion inside of yourself. Yes, because really you've been taught, right, to stay blinded to this energy here, right? To reject and overlook, you know, the lessons that you were being taught, right? Those are the paradigms that you were taught to subscribe to. And that's why you felt this dissonance inside of yourself. That's why you felt this anxiety. That's why you felt this tension in your body. That's why you felt this stagnancy, this resistance, right? And it's about that judgment energy being called on ways that you have created your own resistance, and how you have been the one kind of self-sabotaging yourself in a way. So it's about very soon taking accountability and walking away from that does not align, you know, with your true self, because you've been keeping yourself at a distance from truly walking away from what does not serve you, to truly align Two of Cups with what does, to truly find what really balances yourself, right? And to put up, you know, those boundaries and whatnot. I really feel like has been a resistance here to starting this new way of being for you, right? And it's kind of like this self-sabotage mode enacted, because because kind of scared, right, of what these new relationships, what this new harmony, it's different from the past. So what is that really going to mean for you, right? But it's going to look like you really pinpointing, okay, why do I feel so anxious? Why do I have a tendency, you know, if you have a tendency to have depressive stats or to feel down, right? Because I tell you, when I very first started this, I thought this reading was going to be so heavy. I really did, because there was so much resistance. But once I actually got started doing your reading, I have felt so light and so high vibrational. So definitely there is this big sense of resisting getting started to really walk down that path. And then once you really start doing it, once you make it a habit, right, it's just going to seem like second nature, and things are just going to really start flowing, right? 111 down on the clock. Conjunction, alliance. So you, again, with this, finding your soul tribe, finding those who are going, finding your direction, finding your path forward. Really, again, like with these geese, like aligning with the, like how birds migrate, and they use the magnetic, you know, they use line of sight, like objects, like they not only use the magnetic poles, right, the magnetic field of the earth, but they also use, like, okay, it's, you know, there's that mountain, and then we go left at that mountain, and then we turn right at this lake, and then we go down here. So they also use, like, you know, go down to the street, turn left at the McDonald's kind of ways as well. And it's like combining those two together, what you see, and then internally, what's your internal guidance leading you towards, right? What's that internal guidance inside of yourself? What are you being magnetically drawn to, magnetically aligning to, but also what, you know, it's kind of finding that physical knowledge, along with combining that together with your spiritual or higher self knowledge, right? And also, again, aligning yourself and finding that alliance with those who are going in a similar direction as you. Love that. Ooh, moon, and about changing your perception. Right? And allowing your emotions to really be your internal guidance system, right? I'm getting that as well. Finding that balance. And then also we talked about too, because it's got the moon on it, right? The natural moon phases. And I talked about how it was natural to align up with those natural phases, with those natural rhythms, right? You might finding yourself, some of you, you know, you might have had problems with, like, your menstruation cycle. That could really be regulating out, which could really help regulate out your hormones and regulate out your emotions as well. And you could be doing that holistically, naturally with nature, or you could be, you know, finding ways, going to the doctor, or finding whatever it is, you know, kind of finding those things out, finding a natural balance within inside of yourself, within the way that you were taught and what your emotions are telling you are really your true self, right? and in the middle aligning with those things and with the people and the places that are going in a similar direction than you, as you. Okay. So next, it's what you need to release. It's time to take action. Ooh. New moon in Aries. So that's interesting because I said about you being in that masculine energy, but maybe with this moon energy too, it is time for you to be, in a sense, in rest as well. Right? To allow yourself to get into that deep replenishment. I see you what they're really showing me in my mind's eye right now is someone like sitting on top of a mountain meditating. It's just like really open skies, open air, fresh breezes, changing up your energy, changing up your location. I feel like a lot of you are going to go on a big like trip. Yeah, I see that coming for you in the next few months. For sure, sometime this year, by the end of the year, you're going to go on this big trip, on kind of like a pilgrimage almost, it feels like, maybe even. Somewhere where you're being very self-guided to go towards, right? And you're going to find yourself being a lot more, like as you're sitting there and you're, being guided, you have been being driven by your masculine energy into, discipline and order and finding that way. And when you find that way and you're going there, then it's like this energy of connection, of deep replenishment, of liberation, of really getting in touch with your feminine energy as well. I really feel like it's gonna cause like a really big alignment of your upper chakras as well, right? Because I do feel like getting into this alignment with your lower chakras is gonna intentionally drive you towards this new energy that's going to help realign as your lower chakras are aligning and your lower energies are aligning, right? With that discipline, with the order, with your foundation, with what you watch, what you consume, what you eat, right? And realigning with that, it is going to kind of force a realignment of your higher energies as well. Okay? Because I feel like you've had this kind of like out of balance between the two. And I feel like this next part of your journey is going to be finding a better balance between these two energies. So in this very moment, as you were watching this, Spirit might be asking you to wait, right? To wait and see what naturally aligns, right? You might be guided towards action, but you might, because of old paradigms, think that action must mean physically going somewhere or doing something, when it might really mean internally going somewhere through your mind, going on a journey through your mind, through yourself, through your soul, really going inside through this mastery, this self-mastery energy. And it's kind of a mismatch of really equally going back and forth between your feminine and masculine energy, right? They're showing me like that pendulum swinging back and forth, like you'll be asked, most of the time you're asked to stay somewhere in between, and then in moments you'll go to a far one side and be asked to really be into feminine, open, receptive energy, and then you'll go through an energy of kind of both of them, and then really be asked to swing to the other side and really be asked to be really in your masculine energy. But the majority of the time it's going to be a mix of the both, right? But you're going to be going back and forth, finding this natural rhythm, this natural sway within yourself, and balancing out the two. Interesting. What do you need to manifest? You and your loved ones are safe. So again, with that Four of Wands energy, I said that earlier, right? Met with this nurturing energy, finding, because you are going to be realigning those lower chakras inside of yourself, right? It is going to be helping with that root chakra, with that sacral chakra, of really digging in and reestablishing those new roots and feeling safe. If you've been having a lot of problems feeling safe in your energy. It could be because one, you were coming out of an era of disaligning with an old energy, right? Disaligning with an old programming. And now you've been forced, or you've timeline jumped, or you've, moved over to this new place now. And you're kind of like, oh, it's foreign. And what do I do? And I don't feel as safe as I used to. I was so used to the old way. And Spirit is saying, hey, it's okay. Settle in, find your discipline, find your routine, find the way that you fit into here. Ground yourself, grow your roots, right? Ground yourself into this new reality. And as you're grounding yourself into this new reality, you are going to find this new authority and this new alignment here, right? Spirit is saying you're going to be realigning with new people, right? You're going to have those new experiences, new business opportunities that, that you had to kind of disassociate, you had to disalign with all that, shake all that clear and shake all that off, right? So there's just a lot of alarms. There's a lot of just noises and stuff going on in the background. And so I feel like there is this uh, a call to action, in the sense of where it's not like actual physical action as much as it is like internal action. Help me say this how you want me to say it, Spirit. They're talking about latitudes and platitudes, like moving and realigning inside your internal world, right? That's what's really going to help you to re-energize, or like really dig in, or really realign yourself to this new reality that you're finding yourself in. So you might be feeling this discomfort because you're like, this is all different. This is all new. What do I do? How does this work? What? I knew how to tap into the energy of my old cycle because I've been doing it my whole life. Like, what's all this new business and what's all this new things to do? And why do I suddenly feel like I don't align with this anymore? And I don't align with that anymore. And I don't align with this and these people. And I don't want to talk about that. And I want to do this. And I want to do new things, or I want to try something else. And it just doesn't feel right. It's all a part of it. Just release and let go. It's okay. Some of you too also really might be drawn to some of Power One as well. But let it resonate as it is for you, okay? Or for some of you, I was also getting that too in Power One, that Power One might be how you felt like the last cycle you kind of went through that you're wrapping up. And this is like the new cycle here. So let it resonate as it does for you. But there is this feeling of you manifesting in a lot of safety because you are realigning, right? With those things, pieces of yourself that you lost, maybe. that was a weird way to bring that out, Spirit, but okay. New places, new people, new things, all the nouns. Yeah, and it's going to create this new feeling of safety. I really feel like you're going to be really working in your root chakra, especially with all this grounding, going outside, grinding into this new place energy here, right? And it's really going to help to align you with this new authority inside of yourself, and really like feel comfortable in it, in listening to it. Yeah, see? That's when that sun energy comes out, right? That's when enlightenment comes out. That's when you find that real freedom and that big, nice happiness energy, right? Some of you might be frolicking in fields. I don't know. Some of you might go horseback riding. But again, like I said, you out under the sun, underneath a wide open sky, that kind of energy. Definitely, I'm feeling that a lot. And again, yes, letting go of those Three of Swords, letting go of any of that baggage or anything that might have been holding you down in the past. Yeah, and really giving into this new inner thought process, this new inner authority, this new liberation, right? Look at you there, holding up that Ace of Wands, right? Feeling liberated by this. Right? And that's, ooh, yeah. That's when you're going to be finding finding that grounded feeling, finding that I'm comfortable and I'm stable where I am kind of energy, right? Right? Finding that new authority within yourself, right? You know, you got that, you know, you got that new advice, that new place to go, that new high peak to reach to, and you're like, wow, there it is, I got it, right? And for some of you, it is going to be going on that adventure, going on that place, getting a big new download and being like, oh, there it is, my new self, my new reality, I'm grounded in, here I am, right? It's a new passion to follow. I did say that earlier, right? Finding those passion projects, right? Finding that helps you ground in here, right? Finding that helps you feel stable. For some of you, it might be even you going and finding places that it's like, well, this place feels like home, right? Going and traveling, going and finding that inner security and that stability. If you have been saying, I want to feel safe, I want to feel happy, I want to feel grounded in where I am right now, guess what? Your request has been heard by the universe, and you are about to be guided into that, right? You're being guided into that finding, right? That justice, that liberation for yourself. Yes. Yes. Okay, so overall, the last advice, we're going to close this reading out for you. Peaceful resolution. Like I said earlier, find peace, right? You might have gone through a stage, right? Be careful with finding that stage of feeling like, wow, I got to tell everybody or I got to do everything. You know, this is about you. This is about you aligning and being okay with the fact that, you know, you're going to find the right things in the right places to align with. Align with things that help you deeply nourish yourself, right? That help you feel loved, that help you feel taken care of, that help you feel nurtured, that help you feel, you know, look how she's, you know, holding on to that punny, right? I really feel like there's going to be a new grounding energy here of you really connecting in with, like I said, again, like your lower chakras with your grounding energy, maybe even working or connecting in with like Mother Gaia energy, right? And it's going to help bring a new emotional awareness and emotional perspective to your situation and to your journey, right? Tapping into that energy is really gonna help you find that idea that's really gonna help you to really completely let go, right? So that's beautiful because everybody's next stage of their journey, regardless of where you are in the collective, right? No matter what the details look like, it's all about letting go of that baggage, letting go of those things, you know, that have really held you down, that have really hurt you in the past, and just shaking out the, you know, that betrayal out of your heart and allowing it to inspire you to transmute. You're really doing a lot of transmutation energy here, right? That's helping you to ground, right? You might have felt very high up, very like in your higher chakras, doing a bunch of transmuting and a bunch of like, you know, because you needed to be in those higher chakras to realign yourself with a new reality. And now Spirit is saying, you know, in this moment right now, it's time for you to ground. And then once you ground yourself here, you'll realign and reconnect to that higher self as well. You know, you'll always connect to your higher self, right? But it is important for you to also connect to this body, right? It's not all about what your higher self, what your astral self, what your spirit form version of yourself is doing. This life is for the living. This life is for living. This life is for being in this experience in this physical vessel, right? So it's also about not only aligning with your true authority inside at a soul level, but also aligning to what's best for your physical vessel as well, right? And that's going to be different for everybody. That's going to be different for everybody. So find what resonates with you. And in finding what resonates with you, you're going to be finding who resonates with you and what resonates with you, what activities, what causes, what drives you forward. And you're going to be finding peace. It's this deep level of peace. Look at that, look at all that energy there in your heart chakra, right? Finding this deep level of peace of, I'm safe in this moment. I'm safe here. I'm grounded here. I love being here, right? Especially with you finding these members of your soul family, because a lot of you could have dealt with unaligning from a lot of people, places, and things, and that's a big shock to your system, you know, when you have friends and family members and, you know, old jobs, and you're losing your job or you're getting kicked out of a house or something like that, and you're like, what's going on? What's going on? You know, you're realigning with a new, you know, and then you're in this deep replenishment stage now of, it's okay, you're safe now. Doesn't that feel amazing? It's okay. You're safe here. You don't have to fight so hard here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. Yes. Right? Say yes. Say yes to yourself. Say yes to these new experiences. Say yes to peace. Say yes to peaceful resolutions to things. Say yes to your happiness. Right? Say yes to going on this journey. Say yes to doing what you know you have to do, cutting out what you know you have to cut out, cutting who you know you have to cut out, right? And being okay with that. And saying yes to grounding into this new place that you are in. It's okay. I know it feels so different, right? It looks so different. It feels so different. And that can kind of really trigger your inside self and can trigger your shadow self and can trigger your inner child to feel scared, to feel like, no, let's go back, or let's take a step back, or let's not, no, wait, like I didn't know, I don't know how to be in this new place. It's okay, right? It's okay. You're safe here. You're welcomed here. You're going to be okay. The choices that you're making are going to help you find that peace. Y'all. You know, that's so funny too. Like, I didn't even see this. Here in this yes card above them is a dove, right? It's a symbol for like peace. Look at that. I feel like too, because I keep seeing that that Six of Wands in reverse. There's this kind of energy of like being okay with not getting like external validation. There's an energy here around that. And that's really going to help you to align with your wish fulfillment. It's like, I don't give a damn what anybody thinks. That kind of energy is going to actually help you to align, feeling actually more at peace and more at ease and more safe. I don't give a damn what anybody thinks. I don't give a damn what anybody says. I don't give a damn what my parents think. If my parents think that I'm a fool for chasing this down or following my dreams or doing that, I don't give a fuck. Judgment. Judgment has been called here. You've been called to follow a higher calling, to follow a different path. You know, you're not going to be able to bring everybody along with you, and that's okay. Find strength. Find that inner strength inside of yourself. Find that inner determination and that internal discipline inside of yourself to close those final last bits of the old cycle and to really accept in this new cycle here, right? You are going to be asked to let go, right, of this. So let go of the last bits of those old cycles and to truly ground into this new cycle. That's where you are right now, right? That's the next part of your journey, is to truly accept that you have left behind those old cycles, that you have jumped to this new reality. And for some of you, there's secrets here that are going to be coming out about your fears, about your shadow, about other people's shadow, you know, and it could make you feel a little detached because it, like I said, it was really heavy, right? Especially if you've been overcoming or breaking away from generational curses or generational toxic mindsets, as I like to call them, right? And you might, you might be feeling that old pull from those old people and places that don't want you to change, but you are being called to take a journey here to a new place. Look at that. Look at that. Like I said earlier, you're taking that Ace of Wands in your hand and you're liberating yourself. Look at that. Right? To be patient and to understand that these new seeds are growing, that your new roots are spreading, right? That it might take a little bit of time for new projects and things to get off the ground, but you're being asked to mostly replenish yourself from all the work that you put in jumping into this new reality, right? It's okay. They're not asking you to hit the ground running, right? It's okay if you stumble a little bit, if you take a little time being like, where the hell am I? I feel so unsafe because I don't know where I am. And Spirit is saying, hey, it's okay. you know? Again, like that child, like I talked about earlier with that child, ground yourself into a new routine. Ground yourself into, I wake up, I do this, I do that, you know, ground yourself into what feels natural and what feels normal to you, right? Not the old self, but your new normal, right? Your new, you know, and that's what's going to help you. Finding those new routines, finding that new order of discipline, finding those, okay, when I say I'm going to do this, I'm going to stick to it because it's a part of my new routine. It's a part of me grounding into this new reality. I'm going to get up and I'm going to do it regularly, and that's just what I'm going to do. And doing that is going to help you to ground and to feel that level of safety. And again, it is going to help you release this feeling of feeling lost out in the cold, feeling lost out by yourself, feeling left out, feeling other, right? You are dropping that energy here. Right? And there is going to be energy here of you grounding into new friendships, new relationships, new mentorships, new guides, new places, right? New ways of educating yourself, new ways of being. And yeah, you're going to, ooh, yes, you are going to be, right? Going on that journey. Walking, going on that journey to the wand suit of getting that, dropping that 10 of wands. You've dropped that 10 of wands energy, and now you're at the one, and you're like, where's the liberation? You know, like I just feel disoriented. I feel like they're showing me like a baby. How like a baby is not, the birth process is not easy for the baby either, right? They just got squeezed out. They just got mushed all around. And then they're thrust out into this brand new environment, and it's bright and it's cold and it's nothing like you were used to before. And you're like, oh my God, what is all of this? Who are all these people? You know? And then you get all wiped off and you get weighed and you're just like, oh, I'm cold. This is terrible. And then they put you in your mom's arms and you're like, oh. Oh, that's nice, right? Oh, that's nice. And there is going to be that replenishment energy here of you tapping in, which is why I said again that you might be tapping into that earth energy, into that mother Gaia energy, into that Gaian energy, right? Feeling a lot more home in this new place, right? Because a lot of you, especially if you were in a lot of like starseed energy, might have in the beginning of your awakening really woke up to like a lot of your higher self and a lot of your past lives and a lot of your Akashic records and a lot of your higher chakra work, right? And so it makes you feel this kind of off the ground, disassociated with your body, with your friends, with your family, with everything around you. And you're just like, no, 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 this has got to go. It's all mucky and murky, and no, 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 it's not, you know, it's hard work coming through. You know, you're like, oh, I'm in the womb, it's time to come out, it's time to get delivered. You're squeezing your way through the birth canal because it feels all tight and restricted, and then boom, you're born into the new world, right? And it's all cold and it's different and it's nothing like you've experienced before, you know, and it takes some acclimation, right? You're in your acclimation period right now, but it's a beautiful period, right? Spirit is saying because you're building your new foundation and you're going to be finding that feeling of security that you have been wanting as you have been working your way out of that old cycle. You are going to be finding that level of security. You're going to be finding those places that make you feel safe, those things that make you feel grounded, those things that make you feel like, yes, this is where I'm supposed to be and this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You're going to be finding that. Beautiful, right? Because you have been in that walk away energy so much of unaligning yourself and putting yourself at a distance, right? But you are going to be realigning with that, right? Aligning and changing at a deep cellular level causes a lot of disorientation. And Spirit is saying it's okay. You're being recalibrated. You're being reoriented, right? It's natural. It's okay, right? And as you're doing this and you're grounding in, you'll be calling in those new soul contracts, right? New people. They're going to be coming in, are going to be helping you along the way, right? Having those new experiences that realign with this new authority in your new self, right? Yeah. Right? And that's what you're walking away. Spirit says it's going to be kind of awkward because you might have been really guided to be by yourself, to be off in hermit mode, to not really take anybody's shit. And now Spirit's going to say, okay, now find yourself and get back out there and find new people and trust me. And you're like, what? You know, but Spirit's like, it's okay. Rest, replenish yourself. You're going to be finding this new way. It's okay. You know? lay this old cycle to rest and get out those last little, shake out those last little remnants of that, right? Find that new inner authority inside of yourself. Find those new paradigms. And then this time, that's why I said you're going to be guided to take those classes to learn that new, because you're going to be like really guided towards learning that new information that's gonna actually be information that resonates very deeply within you. And again, there's that 8 energy there. What you're putting out is what you're getting back kind of energy, right? Could it be this energy working with the law of assumption or the law of attraction, okay, more. Magnetizing your soul and your aura to certain experiences and being aware of that, right? So Spirit saying that's why you might have felt so ungrounded, because you went through they plucked you out of the ground from your old reality and you were like, what is going on? And all this other stuff is bad and it was toxic and oh my God. And then they plop you into this new environment and you're like, oh, you're getting acclimated. That's what Spirit is saying. It's okay. Trust that things are balancing out and you're finding your justice. You're finding your correct and right path, right? You might feel like a baby in this new world, right? But it's okay, because you're gonna be coming into those, to those new levels of perception, right? You might even be birthing new talents and new gifts. You might be developing new, spiritual abilities. You might be grounding new, higher self knowledge, right? New higher self experiences, maybe like astral traveling or things like that, doing more with a lot more awareness, because as you are planning yourself into these higher realities, there's a lot less resistance, right? Which is why I felt at the beginning of the reading, there was so much resistance. And now as soon as I got into your reading, it was like, oh, where'd all that resistance go? It's just gone, and it kind of threw me off. And I feel like that's the overall energy of this, is like, wow, I felt really thrown off, because suddenly, I've been running through water my whole life. I've been running in sand my whole life. And then suddenly somebody said, oh, here. And they plucked me out of and put me on. And then suddenly I'm like, and I'm like, oh, I'm not used to that. I got to slow down. I got to, that's kind of, that kind of threw me off. I was used to having to fight so hard to get through this energy. And now I don't have to fight as hard. And things aren't as resistantful, and things aren't as heavy. And I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this. How do I get used to feeling this way? The Spirit's saying it's okay. It's going to all come to you. So trust in that. And they're showing me the stag card in the angels. What's that called? Angels and ancestors. Sorry, the angels and ancestors. And it says trust. It's just like it has a stag on it, and it says trust and thrive. Right? Trust inside of yourself. Trust in the guidance that you're getting, and thrive in this new environment. Right? All right, my loves. Yes. Okay. So thank you guys so very much for being here with me today. Let me know in the comment section down below if this resonated for you. Okay. If you like the vibe, okay, think about joining the tribe. I really appreciate you guys and all that you do. I really thank you. Thank your spirit guides and for guiding you here. Okay. Thank you to my spirit guides for guiding me through this message, helping me to deliver this and keeping me safe while I do so. I really appreciate you guys ever so much. Okay. If you are interested in any of the cards that I use in this reading, they're listed down in the description box down below. And as well as my contact information if you are interested in getting a personal reading from me. Okay. Thank you guys so very much for being here with me today. As always, if you feel drawn to any other piles in this reading or any of my other readings, please go check those out. And I really appreciate you guys. I hope this gave you the love, light, and clarity that you were looking for. And I'll see you in the next ones. Okay, my loves? Bye.